Alright, today I'm going to show you how we use a jumper wire to go overhead with our electric fences. So the electric fence charger is going to be hot. The fence is going to be hot coming down through here where we have this offset. And then we're going to have a gate right here where the road is, but this is a path we use at least once a day. So when we don't have any animals in this pasture, but we still want to keep the fence hot, and we don't want to open the gate all the time, basically we're going to go up and over with a hot wire to make sure the perimeter is always hot, even though the gate is technically not hooked up. So how we do that, like I said, it's going to be hot from this side. Then I just cut these 12-foot, these are 12-foot tall fiberglass rods, kind of like what we use for our fence post, except for these are a lot longer, obviously. We'll just stand these up. We're going to put a wire from the top all the way down to the fence. We'll have one on each side of the road here. So then the feeder wire will just go up and over and then back down to that fence. So, and then here's our gate. When we have livestock in here, we'll just hook the gate up on this side, and then it'll go all the way through and connect over here. So we will have a gate option, but 95% of the time we don't have livestock in this area. Now, like I said, we use this at least once a day, if not more, this path. So I don't want to have to open this gate every time I come through here just to keep that fence hot. So we're gonna go overhead with it. We could bury it. A lot of people bury it. I even bury them sometimes, but this is a lot faster. And if you have a ground out, you're gonna see it. If you're overhead, if you're in the ground, sometimes it's actually grounding out and you don't know it, and it's a lot harder to fix. So the tallest piece of equipment we have is 11 foot tall, so I went 12 feet with these poles. Now here's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put a little notch at the top, about an inch from the top. And down to the left side. That's just enough to hold that, just to give it a groove for the wire to sit in, to make sure it doesn't slide down over time. So now I'm going to use a regular high tensile wire here. This is the same thing we use for our fence, 12.5 gauge. High tensile, 170,000 PSI wire. I'm actually going to put one of these poles on each side. We measure it out.
Don't let me step on it.
Right. Step on that. Make sure I have plenty of wire. And then we cut it. Okay. So you keep holding that one. Let me get this one started real quick. Alright, I have it marked. You can come over if you want. I have it marked if you want. So I'm just going to set that in the wire, or in the groove there. This doesn't have to be super precise yet. This side here, you have some forgiveness on. And you don't have to keep it all one strand or the same. You could cut it. I just like to keep it all one strand, even though it's a little bit more of a pain to put up. Then you're less likely to have a short in the fence. So I got that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and just have some real, it's like 17 gauge wire. Put it on the top. Also use that groove. It's a little crazy when you have this much wire. It'll turn out in the end. So go ahead and double wrap the top. And this thinner wire, the only purpose of it is just to keep this high tensile from slipping down too. So we have the groove, and we also have this thinner gauge wire that we're just basically wrapping the high tensile in. I don't want to have to redo it. Okay. That's one side. So that's gonna, and here's where you need to kind of get more particular. So this is our long end. That'll just go to the ground after a while, or go to the fence. So I like to leave this about 8 inches to a foot short, so that when we put this thing up, the top wire is actually going to be tight. Otherwise, it's pretty well inevitable you're going to get some sag in there. So I'm making our wire a little bit shorter than what it really technically should be, I guess. Wrap this one. Okay. This one turned out better. This one turned out a lot cleaner on this side. Okay, so that's the general concept right there. This is going to go on top. Now we just need to stand our poles up. Poles up. You know what, you can probably let yours down. So we have these end posts already driven here for the actual fence. So we're just gonna put this 12-foot rod right up against it and just wire it off. That's what's nice about the fiberglass. It won't conduct electricity. Top off, put wire on the bottom, down close to the ground. So that's, you see how nice and tight it is up above. And then we'll go ahead and take this wire. This is going to make everything hot. Bring it out from the post just a little bit. Very good. Tight twist on it. A little hangman's noose on there. Cut off everything that's left. And then if it's loose at all, like if I thought this was going to get hung up or anything, which I don't, right here, you just pull it tight and put a wire around it. That'll make everything even tighter. So, then we'll just do the same thing on the other side. And we'll have a permanent feed of electricity from one side of that gate to the other, whether the actual gate's hooked up or not. So.